a no spoilers review of the French film Martyrs, which is about a couple of friends. One of them was kidnapped and tortured as a child, and she's on a mission to get revenge. So this is revenge horror, which I love, by the way. One question though, do they have CSI in France? Because it's some do's and don'ts at your crime scene, so I've heard. So, anyway, like 15 minutes into this movie, I was like, wow, this is pretty good. Then, like 60 minutes into it, I was like, what the fuck is this? This shit went way left. And you might think it starts out way left because they jumped straight to some shit. But no, it went way more left, okay? I did like a lot of it though. And my first like is this really did start out good. The whole beginning, the pacing was awesome. The story was moving right along. The setup, you got to see how traumatized this little girl was and how much of a role her friend played in her recovery and how that friendship developed. And then it jumps forward 15 years to them seeking revenge. Great shit. There were some things that annoyed me. Some stupidity of Anna, the tortured girl's friend. She annoyed the fuck out of me and she was stupid. But otherwise, the movie got off to a really good start. My next like is the cinematography was amazing. From beginning to end, this was just well done. Actually, the overall production quality of this film is impressive. It was one of the things that stood out the most. Next, like the acting, particularly the main characters as children and adults, they did a great job. And that's all I really got for likes. What started out as a great revenge horror turned into repulsive torture porn. And no, there's absolutely no story behind it that justifies the direction this went in. There was no meaning, no profound revelations, there were no lessons, no real conclusion, and sometimes no resolution is the conclusion. But no, the extremes that they went to, that's not what this was. Also, as far as dislikes, as good as the beginning was at setting most things up, there really wasn't any character development for Anna, the tortured girl's friend. They give you a little, but not a lot, not enough. This movie still had a chance, though, even after it took that first turn, which I can't give you too much detail about, but that first left wasn't the problem. It actually was about to make the movie even better. But then it just got really fucked up, like brutal. And what they give you as far as purpose and conclusion comes off as an excuse trying to pass off validation and depth, especially because the ending was so ambiguous, which I believe was a cop-out to support the idea that this movie had any purpose other than torture porn. If you don't really have a conclusion, nobody can say it was bad, right? Um, and don't get me wrong, it didn't have to be deep or poetic or artistic. Most gory shit isn't. Most of the time the conclusion is this motherfucker is crazy. But they just had to try to be profound, and that's where it fell flat. So the reality of it is, this was close to being so much better. Even if it had just stopped at like the 1 hour mark, it just would have been like, oh shit. Well, so I don't know. In conclusion, I'm not going to rip this apart because there were a lot of things it did right. It just, like I said, fell kind of flat for me. So I gave it a 4 out of 10. I do not think this is the masterpiece that these weirdo torture porn fanboys are trying to make it out to be. If you're a fan of torture porn, though, go for it. Follow me on Twitter at MovieBuffChick. Like, subscribe, hit me up.